Hey guys, we are seeing big moves in the Bay Area housing market this month. One question that I will answer is, are we going to see a death cross or are we going to see a golden cross? One of those things is bad, the other one is really good. Stay tuned to find out. Hey guys, this is Michael Saldana with the Amanda Vang team. I'm going to start off today with a plea to our audience. Our housing market inventory is so low and we need your help. Do you know anybody? Maybe they just got a new job. Maybe they need a new school for their kids. Maybe you know someone from church who's got a cousin that just landed that hot job with Apple and they're relocating to the area. We can help all of those people with no obligation, no cost real estate consultation. We'll just start off with a quick phone call to go over their needs and their wants. Call us today. Don't hesitate. Our contact information is below. And without further ado, this is our February market update. The Bay Area housing market is still going crazy, but the cool thing that we're starting to see is that you all have probably heard about this thing called the death cross from the stock market. That's what happens when your 7-day moving average dips below your 90-day moving average, and pretty much it indicates a free fall in the stock. Everyone's gonna sell, bad things are gonna happen. Well, what I learned today is actually there's an opposite effect called the golden cross. This is when your 7-day moving average goes above your 90-day moving average. Look at that, above, like that. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Your 7-day moving average goes above the 90-day moving average. This is a positive indicator, a positive trend. Increasing inventory is what we are seeing in a lot of our Bay Area markets. And this is gonna be good because we're coming out of a winter where we've seen the lowest inventory in 3 years. That has put a lot of stress and competition for the buyers. It has actually been a pretty rosy story for the sellers, where there's just so many buyers. There are homes that are selling in 0 days on market. It is a feeding frenzy for houses. There are not enough houses and too many buyers still. But according to the trends, I think things are getting better. So let's take a look at the markets and understand where we stand today. All right guys, so I am once again on a quest to keep this video shorter than 10 minutes. I don't think it's gonna happen today, but I do have a written script, so hopefully things will go just a little bit faster. Okay, starting off for San Jose single family homes. Real-time market profile, the one thing I wanted to point out is inventory is significantly picking up. We're at 183 houses on market. This is huge because just about a month ago, 2 months ago, in December, we had 126 homes on the market. So it's a 50% increase from our lowest low. It's a good start, it's a good trend, and I'm hoping that more houses will come onto the market as the spring warms up. Another statistic to look at is price decreases at 3%. This has been trending down over time, and what a price decrease means is that if a home is listed for too high of a number and then there's not enough buyers, they need to decrease the price, but that's not really happening. Even homes that are maybe listed too high, they're still attracting people and they're still selling. Looking at these graphs, price per square foot over time is fairly strong. Inventory is very low, but let's take a little zoom in and I'll show you, this is what the golden cross is. This is what I'm so excited to tell you guys all about this week. I'm laughing because this is funny, but I am legitimately excited. Our 7-day moving average, as you can see right here, right around the start of February, our 7-day moving average finally crossed over the 90-day moving average, indicating that inventory is increasing. This is awesome. When we look at the market segments, you can see there's a significant amount of new homes that were added to the market as opposed to what was absorbed. The total number for new homes added to the market is gonna be, I'm trying to do this mental math, 70, 80, 89 new homes onto the market, and 77 taken off the market. So there's about 10 or 12 homes being added to the market this last week, which is good. Interesting to see days on market is all at 0 and 7. So 0 actually means that more than half of the homes sold with preemptive offers. That's a little crazy. But 7 days on market, that means that's a 1 weekend open house, and that's a little more of a normal situation. Okay, great. Moving on to San Jose condos. What we're gonna see is that inventory is picking up, but it's not quite as much inventory as we've seen. So our low is about 70 or 80, and we're only at 110, so that's less than 50% that we saw in the San Jose single family home market. But similarly, we're also seeing low price decreases and low price increases. This indicates a strong buyer pool and that there's enough buyers and that they are actively bidding and competing on houses. When we look at the charts, Looking at inventory in particular, one thing that we'll notice is that we are not quite putting on as much inventory as single family homes. We actually did not even have not yet seen that golden cross yet. We went up to the 90-day average, didn't quite cross over, and maybe we're gonna cross over this next week. Actually, we probably will because we have some new homes added to the market. So we've got about 41 new homes added to the market and 41 taken off the market. So still pretty balanced out there. Alrighty, looking at Sunnyvale single family homes, inventory is low and unfortunately it is not increasing. So we're at 15 and it's just not, there's still a lot of buyers out there. Median days on market is 7, price decrease of 0. Both of those things point towards a very strong buyer pool. Looking at inventory, let's go ahead and zoom in. And it looks like we did have the golden cross occur in late January. However, buyers, they weren't done yet, so we're back down below. So this is Sunnyvale single family home. So typically this is the most competitive market. This market has the most stress, the least inventory. It's the closest to all of the big tech companies on the freeway in terms of the South Bay. So this generally has the highest demand. So this is kind of no surprise that while San Jose is managing to put on some momentum because of the increased competition and smaller market space of Sunnyvale, they're just not getting any momentum. Yeah, there's more homes, so about 10 homes taken off the market and 6 added to the market. So that's difficult. It's difficult, but if you own a home in Sunnyvale, maybe you know someone that owns a home in Sunnyvale, and they even have the slightest inkling of making a move or making a change, tell them, call us today. Get us involved in the planning process early. Now is a great opportunity, but I think that for the next year or two, we'll continue to have some very strong selling opportunities. So if you know anybody in that market right now, have them call us, get us in touch. Our contact information is below. All right, moving on to Sunnyvale condominiums. Inventory is trying to increase, and it is increasing a little bit, but it's still very small. It's interesting that we have quite a few price increases. So what this 19% price increase is, because we see a higher number, what that indicates is that there's a thinner buyer's pool. So if you imagine that there's 10 buyers on a property and they bid it up $100,000, if there's only 5 buyers, that only gets bid up $50,000. So what happens is when a market starts to kind of cool down, you'll start to see these price increases as a sign of a little bit of a, you're losing momentum. I'm not gonna say slow down, because with just 16 condominiums on the market in Sunnyvale as a whole, it's just such low inventory. But seeing those price increases does indicate a little bit of fatigue on the buyer pool, or at least fewer numbers of people in the buyer pool. Taking a look at our charts, so inventory, likewise, we are at 3-year lows. However, we did have a little bit of that golden cross happen twice, and I think hopefully we will maintain this momentum and continue to put on homes as spring moves on. We did have 6 new homes onto market and just 3 absorbed, so that's actually a really good figure. That's indicating that we are moving in the right direction. Okay, moving on to Santa Clara single family homes. The one that stands out to me the most is 0 median days on market. So that means not just having a small inventory, but more than half the houses on the market sold with preemptive offers in 0 days. That's pretty amazing. I think we saw that in Sunnyvale last month maybe, but now it's moved on to Santa Clara. Wow, typically Santa Clara is a less competitive market than Sunnyvale, but it's with as low inventory as there is now, the homes are going to be few and far between. So we just need to make do with what we have. Looking at inventory, zooming in, it looks like we did have that golden cross happen a little earlier than in some of the other markets. It's interesting that, definitely earlier than the Sunnyvale and San Jose market. But like I said, Santa Clara is traditionally less competitive. So it's interesting. So it's kind of makes sense that they would be able to put on inventory a little sooner than the rest. Looking at the absorption, I think we have about 13 houses put on the market, 13 taken off the market. Interesting to see that we had 8 houses taken off the market, where more than half of them had 0 days on market. So those are all preemptive offers. That's really crazy, but I've been hearing from my peers that are writing offers, us included, preemptive offers are really the name of the game right now. So if you want to get ahead of things, go ahead, lose a couple offers, get ready for that preemptive, and get ready mentally to win. Very cool. Okay, looking at Santa Clara condominiums, we have similarly 0 days on market, so super competitive, 0% price increase and 0% price decreases. So all those lend towards a very competitive market. Inventory is 17, so it's the lowest levels we've seen there. It's not really putting on any momentum. Let's see, that's the zoomed out. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So maybe it's trying to put on momentum, but we're still below that moving average. So it's, the nice thing actually, if you look at this, we have 11 new houses on the market and just 8 taken off the market. So we've got 3 new houses on the market. Whoopee. 3 new houses on, or this condominiums and 3 new condominiums and townhomes on the market. And I still think it's crazy to look at the 0 days on market, because this is, once again, this is that preemptive offer. So when a home sells with 0 days on market, that means that when the house comes to market on like Thursday, that they already have 4 offers in hand. So just imagine, this is like a crazy conversation that you'd have. If you're selling your home, your real estate agent would come to you and say, you know, we just listed the home for sale, and you might think this is crazy, right? We've got tons of interest. The open house is this weekend. We're a hot home on Redfin. We're a hot home on Zillow. Got like 1,000 views. You know, we had private showings set up for all weekend. Our whole schedule is booked. And not only that, but we have 4 offers in hand right now. Literally, the house just came on the market today, and there's 4 offers in hand. Right? And they all these offers self-destruct by 1 p.m. tomorrow. We have to accept these before the open house, or we're gonna go the full length. So, seller, is this not a good position to be in? Like, the hardest thing is, do you decide now or do you wait? Like, is that not a postured situation to be in as a seller? Is that not how you want to be selling the most prized asset that you own, your house? You know, the single most expensive piece of anything that you have. You know, this is this is the perfect time to be thinking about that. So, you know, all I can say, that's the kind of conversation that you want to have with your realtor when everyone's all smiles and everything's going the right direction. Selling your home right now, yeah. This is very interesting. But similarly, you know, any of these markets, I mean, all of these low inventory markets, if you know anyone that's thinking about making a move, get them in touch with us right now. Don't miss this opportunity. It's a good time to be thinking about selling. There's a lot of options available. That's what I mean. Alrighty, looking at Campbell single family homes. Unfortunately, the Campbell market's gonna be pretty quick. There's so low inventory, it's gonna be hard to really rely on any of these statistics, but the inventory is so low that pretty much tells us these markets are super hot. With just 7 single family homes currently available right now, the median days on market is 7, so the homes are moving, they're selling. Looking at the market average, very cool. We actually had that golden cross, so we're putting on inventory, but yeah, 3 new homes, 3 absorbed this week. It's, yeah, if you know anyone in Campbell that's thinking about making a move, get them in touch with us today. Get them in touch with us yesterday. Do us a favor. Do us all, do them a favor, get them in touch with us yesterday. How about that? Jeez. Okay, very cool. Now for our final mark, Campbell Condominiums. It's the same thing as Campbell single family home. There's so few homes inventory on the market. It's kind of inconsistent, but it is a 0 median days on market. So that means more than half the homes had 0 were sold with preemptive offers. Looking at inventory, it was super low. That's one condominium on inventory for a couple days there. We did have that golden cross happen. We've got 7 new homes on the market, or 7 new condominiums, townhomes on the market compared to 3 taken off the market. So hopefully that momentum will sustain itself for the near future. Thanks again for joining us today. What a crazy market that we have going on right now, but I'm just happy that we're trending in the right direction. The fact that we're seeing those golden crosses, that 7-day moving average moving above the 90-day average, that's a strong indicator of a positive trend of inventory growth. But I'm not kidding. You know, this plea that I made is real. If you know anybody in the Bay Area market that is thinking of selling, thinking of moving, maybe they've got a new job coming up, maybe their child's going to a different school, who knows what the story could be. It's always a different story, but we've helped a lot of people's friends, their referrals. We have a market-proven strategy to sell your home for up to 18% above the neighborhood average. You'd be missing out on an opportunity if you didn't tell your neighbor or your friend or your mom or your church or your fellow churchgoer that the market is so hot right now that if there's any inkling of moving or selling, like maybe you've got a job coming up, maybe there's some changes in your family that are coming up, you know, get ahead of that, start planning early, start talking to real estate agents so you can know what your options are and you can make the best options available for you and your family. Until next time, this is Michael signing out. Goodbye.